Okay, so welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I know, Jasmine, it's good evening for you. I am your host, Terry Matthews, working now as a consultant for Mary Burmeister Jin Shin Jyutsu. No longer full-time in the office. Yay! So here I am, and here are you. And hopefully you're all having a good day, whichever part of it you're in, and you've had a good week, hopefully. Actually, Mary never used to like the word hope. She thought it was kind of like diluted the presence of the will. And funnily enough, fourth depth water element underpinning fourth depth water element is willpower, which is in full strengthened by the kidney energy. And that's what we're going to be discussing, sharing and practicing today. So when you're thinking of hope, think also of bringing forward or manifesting your destiny, which is really what another aspect of fourth depth is about, the water element. So welcome everybody who's completely brand new to Jin Shin Jyutsu. Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of harmonizing life energy, or sometimes it's known as chi or ki or life essence, as it moves congruently through the body or not. And we say or not because our thoughts, words and deeds can influence how well that energy will flow. So we look towards bringing out ways of thinking, acting and being, speaking, towards the most harmonious, uplifting. Even when our environment appears to be doing the opposite, we want to look at a way of balancing that, a way of harmonizing that through every level of our being. So the energy, when it reaches physical form, it's moving in energy pathways, and there are many of them through the body, and they're activated or not by what we call safety energy locks and what the acupuncturists call points. And in Jin Shin Jyutsu, there's 26 of them left and right of the spine, including 3 in the arm. And they act like locks in a canal. They allow energy to move or they don't. And by placing our hands on these energy locks, palm side, back side, thumb or fingers, we activate them. We release blockages and allow that energy, that chi, that essence to flow, as I use the word more congruently, more harmoniously. And Jiro Marai, who was Mary Burmeister's teacher and Mary Burmeister herself, taught and showed us flows which will allow this energy to move through more harmoniously. And today, as I said earlier, we're going to be experiencing what happens when we harmonize the water element in the body. In Self-Help Book 3, page 28, on the left-hand side, this is self-help. Mary actually talked about the order of the creation of each organ function energy. In other words, the manifestation, the physical manifestation of these organ flows and these actual physical organs. And today we reach number 5, which is in fact the water element, which can harmonize hearing and the muscular function. And as I've said, I like to also refer to information that's given to us by some of our instructors, and Waltraud Rieger Krause has these wonderful index cards which she created a few moons back, which you can buy. And I'm going to read what she says about the depth of consciousness, the level of awareness within which the water element has its being, has its substantial connection with us, with our being. So the element water, the color is blue or black. And sometimes it's said, well, you know, you look at water and mostly, depending on how the light reflects or refracts, looks blue and sometimes black. But of course, there's shades of light can affect the water, and sometimes it might look yellow according to whether it's over sulfur springs. So water is that fluid element which actually at the most subtlest level represents descending energy. Water always tends to go from a high level to a low level. That doesn't mean to say that it doesn't flow from side to side as well. It does. But generally speaking, at the most unmanifest level, it's moving energy down. Okay. The energy can spiral in a positive direction, head to toe, and then inward, skin to bone. Fire, on the other hand, moves energy up, ascending energy on the subtlest level. But as it moves down and the energy subdivides at the different dimensions of our being, it will move up as well as down. So the water element has a fire element within it. So if we talk about the organ functions of water, they are kidney and bladder. Bladder takes the yang energy down. This is maybe a little confusing for new people. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just go with it. And the kidney energy is a dense energy because the organ is actually dense, which moves energy up. So we have what we call seemingly contradictory relationships within the body, but up, down, left, and right are all attempting to harmonize. And they do in a spiraling form if our thoughts, words, and deeds allow it. So to continue with what Waltraud said, it helps the condition or the coordination or the control of destiny or inner wisdom, helping us overcome fear, develop courage. The fourth depth is correlated with all the potential we bring into life. All we have inherited from our ancestors, our entire life journey, predetermined from birth to death, is imprinted in this depth. Here are the functions of destiny, helping us time and again to follow our potential and harmonize our lifestyle. The energy of the fourth step builds the muscle layer of the body. Emotional pain can harden in the muscles and be brought to the surface through touch. At the same time, it connects us with our inner wisdom, with the deep mystery of life, which is linked to the element of water. Think about birth, the waters of life within the womb. We are roughly 70 to 80% of our body is water, by the way. In the life phase of the fourth depth, people often experience crises, for example, menopause or midlife crises, fears, accumulations, or conditions also that create deeper blockages. Think about water when it's flowing down and then it reaches the earth and it becomes mud. That you can see as the deeper blockages, if you like, the sticky, muddy blockages. Although when you feel the water element in the pulses, it often feels damp and kind of wet. Anyway, that's another experience. So for those of you that are familiar, I like to practice using this system of the 36 breaths. And we subdivide the 36 breaths into 4 sets of 9. And a breath in Jin Shin Jyutsu is an exhalation down the front of the body, followed by an inhalation up the back. And we exhale from Safety Angel Lock 4, which is the occiput, through Safety Angel Lock 15, which is the groin, to Safety Angel Lock 7, which is the big toe. And then we inhale from Safety Angel Lock 7 back through the groin, 15 and actually 2 area, which is at the sacrum area, up again to the 4. And we do this 9 times. And as we do this, we're letting go of what we don't need, the dirt, dust, and greasy grime, in order to build what we do need. That energy moves down the front, goes all the way down to that big toe and to the earth as we exhale. And then as we inhale, cosmic purified energy from 360 degrees around us, including the earth, moves up through the spine, purifying the body once more, in order for us to let go and build yet again. So with the water element, at the organ function level, we're talking about kidney, bladder. And as you know, the first or last steps of any flow is a self-help. At the finger function self-help level, it's the index finger. So we'll begin by holding our index fingers left or right. Then we'll follow that with the first step of the kidney flow, and then the first step of the bladder flow. For those of you that have the touch of healing, this information is in this book, The Touch of Healing. And for those of you that have studied Jin Shin Jyutsu, all the information is in text too. The final set of 9 exhalation inhalations will be connecting to our heart level again with the hug, holding our 26s, the safety engine lock 26, with the 22s under the shoulder girdle. So without further ado, let us begin. So check in, left or right index finger. Just go through each segment, noting which left or right seems to be more tender. And that could be the finger for you to hold to help harmonize kidney bladder energy in your body. And the organ function energy is in particular harmonized by holding the sides. But you can hold the whole finger as well. It's up to you. So sit up as straight as you can. If you need back support, just get a cushion, hook it behind your back, cush for your tush. Sit up straight, and then just feel your whole energy field beginning to surrender to the present moment. And you can do that by gently bowing your head, dropping your shoulders, and smiling if it comes naturally. Or just allow the energy anyway to help you relax, help you to lower your temperature. Someone said earlier about wanting to be cool. Too much energy in the head, hot head, bladder, kidney will help us cool that energy. And as we cool that energy, we can relax. The muscles will relax, governed by the water element. And we can just sink like you would be in water. Not drowning, sinking. You know those beautiful moments when you just sink into the water. And just feel the energy of that element gently caressing you, soothing you, and relaxing you. Here we go, 9 times. Breathe out, no particular way, just what comes naturally to you. And feel those beautiful water waves, allowing your muscles to relax deep, 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 down, 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 down. All the way to your feet. And then as you inhale, just feel like the water is supporting you, bringing you back from the deepest levels of your being to the subtlest levels of your being, soothing you. Eight more times. Closing your eyes will help. Will help you focus more inwardly. Maybe it feels like the rivers of life carrying you, supporting you, down, 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 washing your hearts as you go through safety energy knock 15, filling you with cosmic purified energy as you inhale. And just like the light that spirals, the water can spiral. You've seen whirlpools, spinning like a washing machine. Removing what you no longer need. Purifying you. Before the baby, we came into the world, we were washed in the womb by the waters of life, feeling safe, mostly protected and fed. The waters of life containing many minerals, nurturing us as we absorb them through our skin. How often do you connect with your water element in the harmonic sense? Or do you sometimes just feel trapped in the muddy waters of fear, stuck? Let it go. Breathe through. Wonderful. And as you come to the ninth exhalation, inhalation, Just sit with what you're experiencing, what you're feeling in your heart. And perhaps it's not surprising that the kidney function pathway and the heart function pathway are very close together in the bust line area, the chest area. And it's the harmony between those two that decides whether we respond courageously or fearfully. Fire and water balancing each other. Let the water wash you clean. Okay, so the next set of 9 exhalation inhalations will be the first step of the kidney flow. Now, technically speaking, the left kidney flow moving to the right starts with the left hand on the pube and the right hand on the little toe, and the right one, the right hand on the pube and the left hand on the little toe. But that may be difficult for some of you, all of you. So we'll do the second step of the kidney flow. You can either put the left hand on the pube or the right hand on the pube, whichever one, and then put the opposite hand to the one you have on the pube on the coccyx. That's the second step of the kidney flow. See how that feels. And we're connecting at many levels here. We're connecting to other depths, the primal fire of the 6th depth and the blood essence of the 3rd depth, as well as the kidney energy. Let's begin the 9 exhalation inhalations. Breathe out. Feel that energy moving down the front and up the back, but also opening you up to the kidney flow. So we go from the unmanifest to the manifest. The kidney organ is manifest. And what we're listening for is a pulse. The pulse that you would feel on your wrist. And you'll feel that pulse where the hands are. Do not worry if you do not feel the pulse straight away. The more you practice letting go and receiving the breath, the more the blockages transform and the energy can talk to you. It's a journey. Go with it. Guardian of our destiny, 4th depth water element. So is our destiny fight or flight? Or is it willpower and courage? You choose. The more we clear our 4th depth water element, the more clearly we see a bigger picture. The more we allow courage to grow and our destiny to unfold. When our will aligns with the universal will, we are strengthened 1 billion times. Think about that. Thy will, not my will. Safety energy lock 12, which is also part of the kidney and bladder flow. Remember, as the water flows down through the 15s, washing our hearts, moves then down to the feet, washing our feet, connecting us to the earth, to the mineral layers. In fact, some would say that the water element is the true earth of the body. In Chinese medicine, kidney 1 is the pad of the foot. That's where that energy connects with the earth. And if you think about it, water is probably the most powerful conductor of electricity. 70% of your body is water. 70% of the world is covered with water. Think about it. And as you reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, again observe. Were you thinking? And if you were, how fluid were your thoughts? What were you feeling? If you were. Maybe you just felt calm and peaceful. It is what it is, and as it is, it is. Okay, so I talked about safety energy lock 12, my will versus thy will, and the first step of the bladder flow actually will hold safety energy lock 12, side of the neck here. I've got my left hand on the right, and just go close to the, in between the tendons, close to the cervicals. Check the other side, see if that's tighter. Left side representing the past. Right side representing the present. And keep the other hand on your coccyx. Now, sometimes people get tired holding this position. If that's the case, drop it down. If you've got your hand on the right, to the right side, 14. Get your hand on the left, to the left side, 14. 14 is under the rib cage. Yeah. Otherwise, just relax with this first step of the bladder flow. 9 exhalation inhalations. Bladder flow, 3 lines in the body, the longest pathway in the body. Maybe that tells you something. Any back issues can be harmonized using your bladder flow. Let go of all the false evidences appearing real, the acronym for fear that Mary Burmeister coined. And bring in the waters of purity, harmony, fluidity of thinking. Relaxing the muscles. Absorbing what we need from the fluids in our body, minerals, fatty acids, etc., etc., etc. Let it go, let it flow. And as we flow more, fear just becomes sensible caution, discernment, and where necessary, courage. Courage of our convictions, belief in ourselves to fulfill our destinies. Willpower. Feel that water swirling gently, like a whirlpool, all the way down, letting go of what you don't need, and receiving the waters of life, cosmic purified energy, up the back. And as you reach the ninth exhalation, inhalation, just relax and observe. Maybe the waters of life are pulsing more harmoniously now within you. Or maybe the water stirred up something, brought to your attention something that needs harmonizing. That's a good thing. Your awareness has grown. Just do your best not to be caught up in fear, false evidences. Seeing things as they really are is a relative statement, of course. But the deeper we wash our system, the clearer we can see at different dimensions of our being. Is any of this real? I don't know. We just feel our way through. So the last 9 exhalations, inhalations, give yourself a hug, thumbs underneath the shoulder girdle, and fingers to the side, shoulder blade. So tension locks 22 with underneath the thumb and 26 inside of the shoulder blade. If holding both is difficult, take away one hand and put it on the 15 area to continue washing your heart. And do your 9 exhalation, inhalations. Here we go. Down the front, up the back, side to side, from skin to bone. We become our own version of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Snow being the water element. Remember the movie, the Disney movie? When Snow White arrived, she had all the dwarfs clean up their house, including Grumpy. That's what we're doing, cleaning up our houses, our energy centers, our pathways. And the water, when it's cooling and the temperature is lowering, comes that pure white snow. And beyond. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. And as you finish your 9 exhalation inhalations, just relax into that level of awareness. I believe we're on this journey which includes all the experiences of the elements in nature. And of course, some of us are born in times of the year when the water element is at its height. Those of you born under the astrological sign of Libra is governed by the bladder energy. And those born under the astrological sign of Scorpio is the kidney energy. Libra is all about harmony, justice. Scorpio is all about going to the deepest levels of our being, investigating the murkiest levels of our being, and like the phoenix, or like Persephone, rising up from the depths, as the kidney flow does from our toes. Transformed, rejuvenated. And here, living in Phoenix, right now, we need as much water as we can get. Because it's hot. So the waters of life, the waters of transformation. The nurturers, the removers of fear. So, how are you all feeling? Not all at once. Good. So if there are Scorpios amongst you, or Librans amongst you, raise your hand. Be brave. Be courageous. There we got 2. Okay, excellent. Are we Scorpios or Libras?
Libra.
Sure.
Libra.
Okay, beautiful. The harmonizers, the seekers of justice in harmony. Yeah, the scales. Wonderful. How do you guys feel, you 2 Libras? How do you feel? Unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
I'm feeling enervated.
Yeah.
Yeah, balanced. Yeah, a little bit more even.
And I just feel really relaxed, like really relaxed.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, the bladder flow being your go-to flow, constitutional flow, if you like, do you find you use it a lot, practice it a lot? No. Mary taught that sometimes if the other flows that we can practice with to harmonize don't seem to be helping straight away, we can go to our constitutional flow. Yeah, you might know that, but some of you may not. So it's useful to know. And, the first or the last step of any flow, or your index fingers, are always useful. Now, if anyone struggled with these practices, I wouldn't be surprised. When we get to the fourth depth, where that one safety energy lock number 23 is, we really are going to the depths of our being. We really are connecting with our deepest desires and our deepest fears. And sometimes when they surface, it doesn't feel good. Breathe out. Let it go. Around the solar plexus area, or just beneath around the belly button, is a reflex point for kidney. And sometimes when we're frightened, we'll feel that area, breathe through it. That's a good sign that we need to strengthen that whole area in our being. Okay? So doing kidney or bladder flow will help us. It will help us center. Because when we go out of flow into fear, we lose our center. And that's when all those troublesome thoughts that we may have absorbed from external forces, media, whatever, can overwhelm. We want to allow that to just move through and go to earth. So some of you might find that idea of the kidney 1 on the pad of the foot is a very strong, helpful way to earth yourself. So maybe you can connect to the pad of your feet, your little toe, or just imagine, if you don't have, for some reason you don't have the toes or whatever, just imagine the pad of the foot connecting deeply to the earth. Or maybe a snowy landscape. Feel the coolness of the water element as the body temperature lowers. And experience whatever you experience then. So, as we don't seem to have any Scorpios, we're left with the Libras. It's your opportunity. I don't mean that in a, it's all we got. No, I mean, we're going to bring you on, if you don't mind, and we're going to offer you, we're going to connect to you in the field. Where are you, Sean? Let's get you. Here we go. Here we are. So, Sean and Kimberly, just place your hands, palms up in your 15s. Do you guys feel comfortable with this? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So everybody else, I want you to connect to each other and to the field around you. And we do this by just placing our hands with palms outward, little fingers to little fingers. By the way, safety energy lock 23 in the fourth depth is found on the little finger. And we're going to just breathe out. And as we breathe out, as our muscles relax, we're going to jump a cable, energy from the universe through us to Kimberly and to Sean. And you guys can close your eyes. Just place your hands in your groin, the 15 areas. And just be receptive to everybody who's jumper cabling in this circuit to you. Here we go, everybody. Breathe out, allow, transmit. Don't try, just allow. And the energy will know where to go. Whenever you're practicing the art of Jin Shin Jyutsu, you're going with the flow of the universal energy as it goes through your solar plexus area and up through your arms and down through your legs and to the person that is receiving your jumper cables. No try-tos, just allow. And the more we let go on the exhale, the more energy can be received by Kimberly and Sean and by us. Because as we serve others, we serve ourselves. There isn't really any boundaries, only those that we've created. It's all one. Be one with the one. And with this kind of remote connection, it's just like when you're giving a Jin Shin Jyutsu. The pulses tell you when it's time to move on. And you will know. And then you move on. You'll feel a connection. In this case, the connection between your hands, Kimberly and Sean, and back again. And then maybe with everybody else on the Zoom call. Because we're all in the soup, we're all in the field together. All right. For me, anyway, it feels as though the energy is now reducing in intensity, which suggests time to move through, to move on, to relax to the next stage. Whew. So, Kimberly and Sean, how was that?
It was really lovely. Thank you, everyone. This is the first time that things have sort of come back towards me, and I've been working kind of all through COVID with all of the meditations and sending energy out to others. There was a lot going on, especially at the beginning for me, like just a lot around my head and neck and just feeling the energy. So thank you.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful. And there you go. You've got your bladder kidney flow around the neck there, safety engine lock 12. So that's an attunement. Sean, my friend.
Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you.
Oh, you're
It
welcome.
was, yeah, I just felt the whole experience there was one of kind of serenity and evenness. You know, beginning with the initial exercises and this carried over, you know, the sense of just feeling that everything is just even. And that's, you know, it's not specific to any body area. It's just the entire energy flow is just evened out. And I don't know if that's related to other meditation practices I've been doing as well. So, but thank you very much.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, it's all connected. We're all connected wherever you are, your frequency, you know, that's great. Are you actually calling in from Ireland or are you in America?
No, I'm in Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm up by Lake Superior. So there's a large body of water about a mile from me.
Well, I have, as probably many people here may do, I have Irish ancestry. Which part of Ireland?
County Clare.
Is that north or south?
It's south of Galway on the west coast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My great-grandfather was from Dublin.
Hey, okay.
I've never been, Sean. I want to go.
That's all right. Take the time.
Yeah.
It won't go away.
Sorry, what did you say?
It won't go away. It'll be there when you're ready.
Oh, that's so Irish. Absolutely, yeah, no. Funnily enough, his last name was Harper, and I don't know his first name. We're trying to do some research, but the first Jin Shin Jyutsu person I made a connection with was Sarah Harper, and she actually feels like a long-lost cousin because apparently my great-grandfather moved to America at the turn of the century. So there you are. Yeah. Anyway,
thank you.
Enough of that. I'm just going to let's just bring you back to the crew. How is everybody else? How are you doing? All good? All good? Excellent. Cooler and calmer, Diana? Excellent, wonderful, yeah. The water element can cool you down. I can boil, but on this occasion, it's cooling you down, so beautiful. You know, I often used to show the Jin Shin Jyutsu site to advertise what's happening, and things are changing, and so there's another website now called the Jin Shin Jyutsu Spirit, Mind, Body, which I haven't actually looked at recently. But I can tell you, I think tomorrow Anita Willoughby is doing a 2-hour webinar on the fascia. So those of you that want to do a 2-hour webinar, you might want to check out the Spirit, Mind, Body website, JSJ, Spirit, Mind, Body, where the most of the instructors are now. JSJ Inc. still does have their website, but more and more of the classes are going to this newer website. So anyway. Enough of that. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day and weekend coming up and the following week until next Friday. Thank you all for participating. It really is a joy for me and a pleasure to connect with you. Your field connects all around with my field, and so I feel that we're all one together in this group, and I hope you feel the same. And so until next week, ta-ta, cheerio, au revoir, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. And Jasmine, I don't know what I would say in Spanish, but anyway, what would you say in Spanish? I can't hear you.
You say buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la
Okay.
vista. Until the next time we see each other is hasta la vista.
Okay, hasta la vista. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Good evening. Bye bye.
And I am going to remember to stop the recording.